And here is the red Ecliptor, or it says in space red Ecliptor from the Lightning Collection line, which I've got to admit is kind of really cool. He needs a lot of work from the look of it, but this is the old school style that they've got, which is absolutely fine. So we can see there's Ecliptor with all his kind of parts, and then he's got a sword, he's got his hands, you've got Lightning Collection stuff or lightning effect. You've got Ecliptor there, then you have, it looks pink on that one, but obviously very kind of bland. When you look at the newer stuff, it looks 5 times better. And then you've basically got a part of Ecliptor there. Top part is just red, and then bottom part just has all the product information on it. And then that is pretty much it. So let's open up this bad boy and have a look inside. And here is inside the red Ecliptor. I generally thought that you would get more. I generally didn't think that this was going to be like the Psycho hands that we have. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that you get with him. He looks really bland, which I really don't like. But yeah, so sword, hand, figure. Let's look into it. This is what he looks like. I've never owned really any Ecliptor figure, so this is the second one that I have. The other review will come soon with him and Astronomer, but like obviously this is kind of like not a fake, why does it say fake plastic? This is kind of a very soft plastic. Even his chest, I mean, you've got 2 different reds. You've got a darker red, a normal red, and then you've got the silver, and a little bit of green in there. It's nice looking, don't get me wrong. I feel like he could definitely use some like more details. Like I'm sure from what I remember, he had like black lines as well, to kind of like define this figure a little bit more, because most of it just like blends in. You've got these things here that are quite rubbery, quite loose. So obviously if you wanted to have him in a tack mode or something, you could do. But yeah, there's not really much there. You've got like kind of this sort of kind of texturing reminds me very much of, oh, what's it? The Thing from Fantastic Four, or the Fantastic Four. I'm not happy with the paint kind of going off from here. Nothing I can really do about it now. I ordered this a long time ago, but yeah, and it's not really that bad. You could probably touch up a little bit just to kind of make it a bit better. Looking down here, like it's very plain basic for what it is. There is some detail that you've got here, but it looks like he's got a claw hand. Like I generally think he could have a claw hand. There is some kind of like small detail on his arm here, but not too much. I'm a bit annoyed that there's like a red pin. I don't know if he has a pin on his arm in the show. It's been a long time since I've seen it in space. But I wish he had this gauntlet thing here on this arm, because there isn't actually one, which is a bit annoying. But then you've got like hands. You've got the kind of like detail on his hand. And then if you see just here, if we bring it into shot, we've got the kind of metal part right there, which again isn't too bad, but it doesn't really give much imagination to it. It just feels like it's a type thing. The next part is very basic. There's only like little marks here. It feels like they've been 3D printed on him, so there's not much detail. It looks kind of plain, even along his knees. Very plain looking, not the best. On the back here, very, very simple. Again, very plain plastic. There's not a lot of detail, which is a bit but again, like I wish they put a little bit of detail, a bit more black lines in it, or black lines completely. But just a bit bland. As normal, there we go. We have the kind of silver parts to his legs. There's not much there. Now, this is where we have a little bit more kind of detailing along the lines of him. Like, so the silver works a lot around here. We can see that there is some detailing on his arm here, and kind of like it looks a bit to me, but it feels like it's just kind of bubbled out a bit, and then it looks like he's got normal kind of hair. So we bring that in, we can see that there is stuff along his head like that, which again is all the circuitry. And as I probably mentioned before, you've got silver there, and then you've got this, which looks a bit like a Darkrai for some strange reason. And then you can see that there is, you can see that there is some silver lining there. Looking at the articulation for him, his foot is quite loose for what it is. Both of them are quite loose, which isn't too bad for this one. It doesn't feel like you have to fight with it. His Nido, on the other hand, you kind of like have to. Just to kind of, if you want to get that sort of pose. Now this one's really easy enough to do, which I have I never understand why. It's always like one leg exactly the same as the other. You know, it looks okay. You kind of click him. So it's not too bad, I'm guessing. Just kind of really weird that you have to kind of force his hand to kind of go up like that. So maybe it can't go up, you have to kind of rotate it. Do you have to rotate it? Maybe you have to rotate it. Is there anything there? No. So kind of moving it up. Hands can move around like so. Where that one doesn't. They do bend, which is nice. If they didn't, I'd be very kind of disappointed in him. And his head turns all the way around. The sword looks really nice, to be honest. I like the kind of gems or the orbs in there. The detail along this is really, really nice. Like, it really kind of adds much to the weapon. So I'm guessing it's the same, which we'll have a look later with his sword, with the other one when I review it, and if it's going to be exactly the same. But I feel like it's a really, really cool one. His other accessory is basically shock hands like the Psycho Rangers, and then one hand is very much gold. Is his hands gold? Okay, so one hand is gold. So I don't know why they didn't paint that one gold. So I don't know if that's the thing. So, okay, so maybe it's just that one hand. Yeah, that one hand, that's gold. So you see it there. Again, not bad, but I kind of wish he came with a few more extra things. And there is Red Eliptor. Now, I generally thought that he would come with more accessories. I feel like this one was just a very easy cash grab, to the point where it's just like repaint him really quickly, release him, because obviously we have the molds. Now, I don't know if there's going to be another version, maybe with him combined with Dark Conda, or if there is going to be any more versions of Eliptor. Maybe that is it. There are two versions and we're never going to see him again. Now, I do believe that we will see maybe the body used at some point for maybe buffer rangers, for bad guys, maybe Zeltrex when he comes along. I have a feeling that they may reuse parts of the body to kind of do that, or at least the frame. But yeah, like for the price of this figure, I don't think it's worth it. I can't remember how much I paid. Maybe it was a decent price. But for what he is, you know, it's good that the collection's done. He came out a lot sooner than what I thought. Maybe he would have come out later. But yeah, for any in space fan, this is definitely worth picking up. For me, as I'm collecting every single one, you know, yeah, it's cool. It looks nice, but I don't know if I would have picked this up as soon as possible, because if I wasn't a major big collector, or if I was just mainly collecting the ones that I wanted, I would have skipped this one. He's kind of cool. He looks awesome, but again, I think he needed a lot more detailing. Maybe he has, you know, rather than what we have. I think he has black lines. Like, I remember him having black lines all over, not the green from the other one, but I remember him having a lot more detail in the body. I'm guessing that we'll probably have a re-release with him painted properly at some point. But yeah, for what he is, it's not too bad. I'm going to end it there. What are your thoughts on this figure? Are you going to get him? Have you got him? Would you have got him? Or what's your thoughts on this? Let me know down below in the comments. And while you're down there, or while you're at the end screen, why not click another video so you can see what other content that I produce. And yeah, I am going to leave it there. What are your thoughts? Let me know down below in the comments.
チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。以下のリンクから商品を入手することができます。